What's the deal? It's your player partner, Bobby WAJ. I'm eat these pistachios while YouTube does what it is that YouTube does. Send out those notifications and get me up in that algorithm. Man, I've been eating these pistachios, not this particular bag. But I've been on pistachios for like a month and a half with my mama. Trying to reduce my sugar intake, man, for real. Sugar is a terrible thing. Hold on, I got a call coming in. It's probably my partner. He's supposed to jump on this thing with me. Hold on 1 minute. Hold on 1 minute. Let me mute up real quick. My bad, man. I gotta start well, that wasn't really no politicking type of phone call and whatnot, but I want to do some fact checking. My partner say, hit me when you get off, fam. If you got time for sugar there, I'll mac in on you. That's for sure. Yeah, but I want to get into the content, man. I'm gonna pull up a video and we're gonna have a conversation. Who stabbed Tory Lanez? And when I pose that question, it's just for content reason. Motherfucker don't want to know the dude prison number. Motherfucker don't want to know his identity. Motherfucker don't want to know his first and last name. No, none of that. It's an open case. We don't want to know that. But there seems to be a lot of speculation and hearsay as to the ethnicity of the person who did this thing to brother Tory Lanez. I'm gonna play this clip, and we're gonna have some dialogue about the seriousness and the dangerousness of these California Department of Correction prisons. And for you cats out of state, I already know you're gonna say, "Oh, California prisons ain't no harder than any other prison. Prison is prison." To which I would say, "Okay, it's all gravy. I don't want to get on here or be in a spot to where we're arguing what form of slavery is better, what form of slavery is more digestible. That's not what I want to do. I just want to get on here, make some content, and get brothers to think outside of the box." So let's load up this video as I enjoy these amazing pistachios. If you on a diet, right, and you're trying to reduce your sugar intake, and you be craving food, little name dog, what's the dinner now, man? You ain't hollered at your people in a while, man. How you been, baby? I'm gonna back in on you, cousin. Nigga, love you, cuz. I know you're doing your music show and all that. If there's any type of way that I can support you on that, or bring you on, or we go live simultaneously and co-broadcast, cuz I'm down for that. You my homie, I love you. And if there's anything that I can contribute to your success and anything that you're doing on PJ Crib, if it's within my means, I got you, cuz I love you. Just wanted to, acknowledge you and tell you that. But let's get into this content, cuz this is a video. Initially, TMZ broke the story a few hours ago. TMZ broke the story. So we start. Al Bloody, what's the dinner there? Peace and blessings, Kim, folks. TMZ broke the story. Once the story was broke, everybody got cell phones in the pen. Motherfuckers start hitting people that they know and all that. Different stories start coming back. The initial story was that he was, hit by some Hispanics. And the reason why I want to get on here and do rumor control is the current climate that's surrounding social media at this present moment in time. We just had a dude that went and created the video and said in response to the video that I created, telling my version of the truth, telling what I didn't experience with other minority groups and whatnot, that they were going to kick off or potentially kick off a race war until they found out that I reside in Las Vegas. See, what a lot of dudes ain't gonna do, especially from that faction, right? I'm not gonna even say that. I'm gonna say what Cuz ain't gonna do. What Cuz ain't gonna do is come out here playing them games, right? Because it's more to Vegas than just a strip. And I will say this. These brothers from Vegas, they known from busting heads. Same way in LA. Same way in Chicago. And a lot of these brothers, to a degree, they got a stronger sense of blackness from what I done witnessed. In LA, where I come from, cuz it's all about cars. And if you're from the hub and dub, like I am, it's all about hoods, so on and so forth. The gangsters, they coexist with the exception of the 8 trades, the 5 trades, and a few other gangster cars that don't get along with the 4 trades, and they feel like the 4 trades should really change and switch over to being neighborhood. I know this is a different subject and whatnot, but I'm just telling you how a lot of these brothers out here in Vegas, they stick a little closer to the blackness to a degree, like our brothers up there in the Bay. Yeah, the brothers in the Bay beef with each other. They turf war and all that. But when it comes to this, them dudes is about that. But getting back to what I was saying, I'll go into the 8 trade, 4 trade, 5 trade thing a little bit later. But I respect the 4 trade gangsters because, in my opinion, they're sticking to what the original purpose of Crip was to be. They fuck with Crips, they fuck with PJs, they fuck with the 30s, they fuck with the 40s, they fuck with the certain other sets within the gangster card, they fuck with Crips. So how do we ostracize Crips like the 30 Crips, like the Harlem 30 Crips? They fuck with Crips. Harlem 30 Crip is pretty much the only Crip set that don't beef with other Crips. You got the 52nd Street Hoovers, they push Hoover Gangster Crip, but they Hoovers. Hoovers don't push Crip. So the 5 Deuce Hoovers pushing Crips is kind of like an oddity because the rest of the Hoovers push C blank, B blank, and they push Groove. They push Hoover. You feel what I'm saying? But getting back to the story, like this dude said they was gonna kick off a race war because of the content that I created on him, calling him out. It wasn't a race war that was going to be initiated. They was gonna send you to go handle your candle to rectify some things that you said online. Now, getting back to the Tory Lanez story. We got to do some rumor control because you got those type of lames that's coming on the internet talking about a possibility of a race war. Then you have this Tory Lanez story that's being leaked. And they're saying that the assailants, the culprit of Hibney, just so happened to be Mexican. And a lot of brothers don't even know Tory Lanez personally, but they felt some type of way. So we're gonna get into this content after we get into this content on how the story was initially broken into this YouTube streets and the social media world. Then we're gonna have some meaningful dialogue, man. Why it's important to do rumor control and not go with the first story that comes out. So let me share this right here, man. Let me see. Boom, right here. How y'all feeling out there, man? I pray all is well with y'all, man. Just want to give credit to Spider Loke. Spider Loke, this is his content right here. Let's get into it.
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I hear you now.
What it do, cuz?
Yeah, I hear you, bro.
What's Gucci?
What's cracking?
What it do, Fried?
Shit, nothing much to look, right? This morning, brother, the Mex came out and bust on the boy Tory. You know, they airlifted him and all that, so, you know, No, that's gonna respond when we come off this shit. We're gonna respond the right way to that.
They laid the yard down?
Now, and the master look right. This morning, brother, the next came out and bust on the boy Tory. You know, they airlifted him and all that. So no, that's gonna respond when we come off this shit. We're gonna respond the right way to that.
They laid the yard down?
No, it happened in the building.
What was it over? It was over some. What he had did he have a debt, a gambling debt or something?
Nah, nothing like that. Shit, we don't even really know. We don't even know the whole situation, you know.
So it was just like some foul play. So it's gonna be up.
Yeah, it's for sure with some foul play.
Damn, cuz. Wasn't nobody right there with him when it happened? Wasn't nobody right there with him when it went down?
Yeah, I guess nobody wasn't. He was by himself out there. He got a whole tier full of necks. He on a whole tier full of necks.
Wow.
Because you already know, once we get off this shit, we press some play on. We press play.
I'm already knowing. God damn. You don't know if he's gonna be all right or not either, huh?
Nah, we don't know yet. He gonna be.
Listen, if you've been injured in a recent car accident, what you do next can make or break how much money you get. Here's the biggest mistake I see people.
Be all right there. He gonna pull through though.
That's right. That's crazy because I've been out here.
I've
been the whole time he's been going through what he's been going through. I've been feeling like that nigga got railroaded. I hate to see him in that position. I'm glad.
Man, for sure, he got railroaded.
Yeah, he got railroaded. I'm glad that
that's an innocent man in prison, bro.
I believe it, 100%. How he been programming? And he been programming cool.
Man, all he do is program, come outside, work out, play ball, do him.
That's right. I heard it's been cracking up there too. It was a riot the other day, not too long ago.
Yeah, it was I want to say 3 weeks ago, it was a riot.
Yeah, I got.
2 weeks. Yeah.
You been straight though?
Yeah, it be cracking up here. Yeah, I've been straight. You know me, keeping my head up high. I got 4 months left.
As you should. As you should.
I be out there.
You gotta tap in, come through the black box when you get out here, man.
I got you. I'm gonna fill up at the black box and all that. It's good.
They will. Good. I'm finna
NH, fool.
I'm finna get this shit out to the people, let them know Tory Lanez all right, but he went through something, and I'm glad you tapped in, cuz I'm looking.
Yeah, you already know. Straight up, it's all love.
For Dev Doe.
All right, so here we are with that. I tapped in with a few homies. Hub and Dub. My homies, right? Some of the homies say, yes, a Mexican did bust on Tory Lanez. Some of the homies say, man, tell that nigga to shut the fuck up. Cuz don't know what the fuck he talking about. Cuz ain't even in the building with them niggas. Some cats ain't in the building. Some cats is in an entirely different prison. So when it's something of this seriousness, of this gravity, what we got to do fact checking and rumor control before we break this to the internet. The homie told me that Tory allegedly got bust on by a fellow black person. We got to be mindful of the information we put out there to the people and doing the social media content. So right now, we don't know who bust on Cuz. We don't know if it was a Hispanic. We don't know if it was a fellow black. We don't know right now. So before we take on a stance of pretending like we know or putting it out there as if we for surely know, we got to do fact checking. Because then when you don't do your fact checking and it come out that a brother bust on him, now we got to retract statements. Now we got to issue apologies and say, my bad. I got the hearsay from this person and this person got it from that person. Painted it as if they eyewitnessed it, but they didn't. So I would like to issue an apology for putting out some fallacious information. Especially when it pertains to race. Especially when it pertains to race and an African-American celebrity. That a lot of people feel like he was wrongfully convicted. He shouldn't be in prison anyway. The nigga from Toronto We got to protect him. We got to make sure he's cool. That's an innocent man. When we put this type of information out in our content, this go for me too. I don't want nobody thinking I'm specifically talking about them. This is a teaching and a learning moment. And intervention and prevention when things transpire in the communities and the neighborhoods. Before they do this or do that, they do rumor control. Because you don't want to circulate these rumors. Hey, cuz, the woo-woo-woos think the homies bust on them. So now the homies is in defense. Now the homies is ready to bust heads and put in work because they're under the impression that those guys think that them guys, did something to them. The way that you would do that is, hey, it's been a shooting around this area. They don't know who they did it, so we're just telling everybody to keep their eyes open, to be safe, to be careful. Keep the kids close to the house. Because when you associate a name to it, hey, Wooty Woops got bust on and they think the homies did it. Hey, Wooty Woops got bust on by the PJs. That right there can make the PJs inclined to really go do some busting. That information right there can make the hood they got bust on inclined to go bust on the PJs. So it's very critical that we learn how to use certain conflict resolution tactics, because misinformation can create gang wars, race wars, misunderstandings, unnecessary conflict. Excuse me. At this point, motherfuckers don't really know who hit Cub. Some motherfuckers is being dramatic and saying Cub got flown out. You got niggas saying, man, hell no. Them niggas a motherfucking lie. Man, they came and got Cuz and they did this and did that, and Cuz left on the stretcher, but he was coherent. He was this, that, and third. So until Tory get released from the hospital and these bigger media outlets go and do the actual interview, we don't know what the fuck going on. We kind of in the dark right now. Because they say when it transpired, a lot of motherfuckers weren't even aware. A lot of motherfuckers weren't even hip. A lot of motherfuckers don't got the 411 to come on here and realistically say this, that, and third. Not talking about anybody personally. I'm just speaking in general. We don't really know what it is at this point. So all we can do is play the waiting game. Sit back, be patient, pray to God that it's not something that can be exasperated, escalated, and turn into some certified gangstership. Because now, with this information that's being introduced to the internet, where a brother is saying, hey, the Mexicans did it. Don't trip. When we come off a lockdown, it's going up. Now, let's just say if the Mexicans didn't do it. Everybody got cell phones in the pen. Guarantee you, everybody didn't either seen that video or got the word of mouth of the after effects of that video, right? So what you think the individuals that people are accusing of doing it, what you think they doing right now? Hey, full set up. Hey, homie, I want all the homies to be, when it come off, it's gonna, the Mayate said, the Moreno said, the Negrito said, these dudes ain't the type of dudes that sit around like sitting ducks to let dudes make moves on them. These dudes in most situations are the aggressors. These dudes in most situations are the attackers, and I give them credit for that. These dudes are strategic, they're structured, and they don't fancy being on a receiving end of an attack, whether it's racial, whether it's them against the North Bay, them against the Bulldogs, against them against anybody. They want to be the aggressors. They want to be the victimizer and the attackers. Sometimes we have to be mindful of what we say, when we say it, and how we say it. We got to be more strategic with the things that we do and the things that we say, because this can and be catapulted and turned into a major situation, homie. This can have some serious effects to it, cuz on PJ Crib, on Stevie. I ain't just talking because I got lips. I'm telling you some real shit. I'm speaking from experience. You got a dude that's allegedly, we don't know. We don't know for sure. We don't know. We don't really know who that was on that phone call. Let's just start there, right? But being that we don't know, a lot of us automatically assume, make assumptions because it's logical. He's talking to this dude. He's talking from this point of view and so on and so forth. It seems a little logical, like, right? Now imagine if this dude words is going to be the words that get somebody fucked up, fucked off, and fucked over. It's certain things that we should introduce to the internet, especially in its developing stages, until we know for sure. No disrespect to nobody, but certain words shouldn't be uttered over the internet. Cuz when I was a kid, right, I used to throw up my shit. I had, man, I had a cold stance. You would have thought I was the reincarnated Sugar Ray Robinson. You know what I'm talking about? But you know, when I used to throw up my dukes, when I used to throw my jab, I go like this. And if anybody know anything about boxing, martial arts, and none of that, you never want to, what is it called? Telegraph? You never want to let a motherfucker know where you coming from, right? And my pops used to tell me, no, a person can see you drawing back and they can counter that. They can do this and they can do that. You feel what I'm saying? You never expose your hand and you always keep an ace in a hole. So if the brothers did feel like those are the culprits, and when we get off a lockdown, we're going to go holler at those dudes for doing that to the homie. That shouldn't meet the internet because you already told them that it's up. Now, what are you going to do to change their thinking from a defensive standpoint that's going to make them be the aggressor, to make them get on their offense? What can you say? Oh, it's just some internet shit. He just talking. No. Those dudes don't take threats lightly. So we got to be mindful of what we say when we come on in and say what we say. It should have been a casual conversation. Yeah, man. Allegedly, they say that the Mexicans bust on the boy Tory Lanez. Oh man, what happened, man? We don't know. It's a story that's it's a story that's developing. But when we know more, I'll hit you and we can talk off camera. You know what I mean? But coming on there and saying, oh yeah, man, you whoopty whoop and all this is gonna be, we gonna get back at them. Like, no, cuz that makes no sense. And to anybody that's a soldier and a warrior, what's understood don't need to be said. I'm not saying that cuz whoever that was on the phone, I'm not alluding to he's not a warrior. That's not what I'm saying, cuz. But what I'm saying, when you're dealing with a vicious opposition, you have to be strategic. You have to sometimes keep your opposition thinking. If you're a warrior and one of our people got hit, I don't need to come on the internet and tell you it's a bust back thing. It's double the pain. You shoot my dog, I'll shoot your cat. I ain't got to say that because it is what it is and everybody know. So sometimes we can get in certain positions and say certain things and it can be disastrous for somebody else. Because coming on here saying that it's up. Oh, they sharpening eyes right now, baby. The Mexicans is sharpening eyes. But it's not all Mexicans. I don't want to use statements that generalize, right? I don't want to do that. I guarantee you the Sordeños, the Southsiders, they strapping up. They didn't already spread word. And you know what they're not going to do? They ain't about to come to the internet and say, hey, yeah, homies, it's up with the Morenos. Nah, they ain't going to do that. They want the niggas to be thinking, are they cool with us? Is it cool? Is it going up? Is it cool? We'll see when the door's wrapped. Nigga, have your motherfucking Kisu ready. Be ready to kill, be killed, or shot in the head with that motherfucking Mini 14 that they got in the tower. Because that's the reality of this shit. When we get in positions especially with this inner minority racism shit, right? I'm not changing my stance because I'm pro my people. Just like how Swifty Blue said, he's about his family, he's about his culture, and he's about his race. That I saw, I got the same sentiments, right? But at some point in time, cuz we got to sit back and say, what the fuck is going on? When can we have a meaningful conversation and ask the Sordanios, why y'all hate us so much? Cuz a lot of G's that I talk to say, cuz fuck that. If they feel like they hate us, then we're gonna reciprocate. But how have we been winning by unaliving each other as blacks and finding ourselves in these inner minority wars with the Mexicans, the Southern Mexicans? What is this shit gonna lead to? Where we going? I mean, I don't mind taking a trip, baby, but let me know where we going. Because I probably got some shit I gotta handle. I probably got some BI. Where we going? When can we get to the root of it? I've been singing till I'm blue in the face about the root cause of this inner minority racism that was created in Los Angeles and spread it out. How could it be created in Los Angeles and we didn't went to middle school with them? We didn't play at the park with them. Their abuelas know our grandmamas know them. And how did we get to this point? Where did it shift? Some people say, fuck that, cuz we don't give a fuck where it shift that it's up. Understandable. But if we're going to pass this shit to the next generations, they should be able to at least understand what's the origin of it. I'm from PJ Wash Crip. Through and through. Not a gangbanger. I'm potentially a gang member. Potentially. Allegedly. Got to be meticulous with my words because they giving motherfuckers indictments and RICOs. They'll love to indict me, hit me with a RICO. Because even though y'all may not see who I am, they know who I am. I remind them of individuals such as the individuals that came before me. But getting back to what I'm saying, Imperial Quest housing projects. I can tell you why the war started between the PJs and the Great Streets. It's my history. If I'm gonna be taking penitentiary chances for this shit, if I'm gonna be put in a position where I could potentially lose my life to this shit, I should know how this shit started. Being that I knew how it started, and it started with my family, I'm in a better position to try to create a solution and figure this shit out. Because those babies is coming after me, cuz they shouldn't be plagued with a fucking gang war. I feel like it should be some rules of engagement. We've been beefing for 15 years. What's the tally? 10 us, 11, 12 y'all. I can deal with that. We need to end this shit. Because now I got babies. Now you got grandkids. So now my babies is hunting for your grandkids and your grandkids is hunting for my babies. You ready to see your baby in a box? I had to deal with that. It's traumatizing. It fucks you up. Can't sleep. Times you can't eat. You can't function. It's a traumatic experience, cuz seeing somebody you love so dearly, somebody that mean the world to you in a box. And if we don't stop this shit with our people, some of y'all is about to see some of your kin folks in a box. And that shit is traumatizing. On PJ, on Steve-O. It's so traumatizing that had my son been taken by gun violence, I don't know if I would have been able to contain myself to not go out there and bust a couple of heads for my baby. You understand what I'm saying? This shit is deep. So when we know the complexities of this shit, when we know just how deep it is, why don't we figure this shit out? Cuz what is it gonna take for us to figure it out? We don't have to P Street from a standpoint of my homies in your hood, your homies in my hood. No. When y'all see my homies, and it's 10, 20, 30, 40 of y'all, and it's 5 of my homies, y'all ain't gonna pack them niggas out. Y'all ain't gonna mad dog on, y'all ain't gonna mad dog them, y'all ain't gonna trip on them, and we gonna reciprocate. And I know sometimes pussy can come into the equation. Yo little homie, my little homie fucking the same bitch. Yo little homie and my homie, They in their feelings. They emotional. They didn't went on social media and exchanged some verbal jabs. They didn't diss each other over the phone. Let's figure this shit out. Hey, my nigga, I understand that you are hurt behind discovering that your old lady has been unfaithful to you. But listen, let me drop this jewel on you, Hitty. I've been there. And the way that I got through it was whoopty whoop whoop whoop, so on and so forth. That's a teachable and learning moment, cuz some of y'all niggas ain't had your heart broke. I done had my heart broke too. Nigga, I'm walking around the parking lot 2 o'clock in the morning like, God damn, God, take this feeling away from me. All this motherfucking cortisol flowing in the nigga body and shit. I don't like this. But I can't drink this shit away. I couldn't go back to using substances and whatnot. Nigga, I had to deal with that shit. And then within me dealing with that heartbreak, even though I fucked up, and allegedly baby never cheated on me, it was me fucking up, right? And baby just got tired. She got tired, which is understandable. I was fucking up. I was fucking like I wasn't on tomorrow. But within that, within losing that relationship and dealing with the emotions that come with that, I had to discover different parts about myself. I had to hold myself accountable, for what I contributed to that breakup on PJ. So even within that experience, it was a teachable moment for me. And being that I was able to hold myself accountable, the pain began to alleviate. Then I just start fucking like crazy. Just start chilling with females. And when I be chilling with females, man, I be chilling. I know somebody gonna be offended. And man, this is me. Let me be transparent and communicate with my kinfolks on this motherfucker. I get tired of motherfuckers watching my shit and always got some shit to say. That shit is irritating. It's frustrating. You get what I'm saying? Because I may have some critical information that a person can apply to their lives and keep them from doing some crazy shit. Never should we ever have homies cuz they go through a breakup and next thing you hear is he did. Like, no, nigga, why? I understand the feeling, cuz, but let me tell you what you're feeling right now. Your body is producing a hormone called cortisol. What is the other one? And but not whatever the name is. But what we got to do, cuz, we got to get the body to producing the chemical that can counter that. Serotonin, dopamine, and oxytocin, cuz. One of the best ways. But you got to be careful with this because it can be to your detriment as well, because sometimes you got to give yourself enough time to heal from that broken relationship. I started discovering and learning things about myself from what I fucked up and what I contribute to my failed relationship, right? But check this out. I just told you, well, I ain't tell you, I'm gonna tell you now. It was taught to me that one of the best ways to get over a bitch or a female or woman, whatever, right, is to get another one. But you can't just be jumping and rushing into different relationships and you ain't learned enough from the last one. And let me tell you why it's easier or alleviates the pain when you go from one woman to another woman, because the body begins to produce dopamine. The body produces dopamine every time you're around this person, and every time you talking to her, and every time y'all giggling and going out on dates. That feel good, that reward chemical is flowing through your body. Dopamine. You know what else produces dopamine? Drugs, alcohol, sweet, passionate sex. All this produces dopamine. So that's why you get that temporary relief. Serotonin. You can work out. Man, I was on live doing burpees, all this type of shit because it was releasing serotonin. So once we understand this, we know how to navigate through these challenging situations to where you ain't just in a house slipping deeper into your depression. Because the thing about depression wants to exist. It wants to be a part of your life. It wants to stay as long as you allow it to stay. That's what depression does. So you know what depression wants you to do? Close all the windows, get it dark as a motherfucker. Now you're not getting no sunlight. And when you don't get sunlight, certain chemicals aren't produced. Being out in the sun can help you relieve stress. Hear me out. I'm going somewhere. So depression will tell you, close the motherfucking blinds. Get it dark in this motherfucker. Depression will tell you, go eat some chocolate. Go eat some sugar. Do this. Play this ride wave. Play this sad ass music. Give me things that strengthen me so I can be a permanent part of your life. That's what depression does to you. Depression is going to tell you to eat all the wrong shit because what it's doing is chemically strengthening the cortisol. Do some dope, do this, do that. That's what depression does to you. The way that you counter that depression is going out in the motherfucking sunlight, laughing, hugging people, being in close communication with people, talking to your loved ones, exercising, refraining from carbohydrates, sugars, pasta, starch, because all that shit turns into what? Sugar. Sugar is a what? A carbohydrate. So it's many layers to this shit. But I know I done went off topic like a motherfucker, cuz. But getting back to what I was saying, man, like, shit is just too real, man. And we got to be mindful of the information that we put out there, man. We got to start finding ways to work towards being brothers, cuz I should never see none of y'all on here, cuz, and I feel like, man, that nigga, like, no, like, why? I shouldn't be afraid to come to any of y'all hood if y'all black, whether you Crip or blood, and that should be reciprocated, cuz. Why do, when we see a group of black men or we see a certain type of black man that meet a certain profile, we get apprehensive, like we get on guard, like we get tense and all this type of shit? Why we don't feel welcome, cuz? Why we don't see another black man and feel like that's my ally, that's my brother? If these motherfuckers jump bad, I know cuz got me. And me and cuz ain't never exchanged more than 50 words with each other. But he understand power to the people. He understand the struggle. He understand just as quick as these police are snatching me on my whip and beat me and noodle me, they'll do the same thing to him. Do the same thing to his kids. Do the same thing to his grandkids. So if that common denominator don't bring us together, then what's going to bring us together? I know what a lot of our problems is. A lot of our problems is we broke. We broke and we're dealing with generational trauma. Generational bad decision making. This is some real shit, cuz. But this may be a little too, you know what I mean? So let's get back to Tory Lanez, man. Sending an abundance of prayer out to Tory Lanez, man. Get well. I don't know exactly what the situation is. Some people saying that it was a Hispanic dude that did it to him. Some people saying that it was a black dude that did it to him. We don't really know. It's up in the air. So before we get on the internet and start saying certain things and arriving at certain conclusions that can drag a whole lot of other people that's not directly related to that, let's be mindful, because that California Department of Correction and Rehabilitation system, all what, 32 prisons, however many prisons it is, well, it's a lot of PC in SNY yards now, so that drastically decreases the number. Before, those general population numbers, man, it still get cracking, homie. And when they get cracking, we at a disadvantage, even if we have the higher numbers, which we rarely do. But when the riots jump off, that dude up there with that mini 14, oh yeah, he headhunting. And if he look at something that looks remotely close, as if you got a Kisu, pop goes a Weezer. When they come in and they subdue individuals, the first people they subdue is you, African Americans. Pepper spray. So this dude pepper spraying you, and this dude, your opposition, may be able to get a few and that's all that it takes. Now they calling now they calling home and saying, hey, how you doing? This is so on and so forth from Woo California Department of Rehabilitation, Correction, whatever. And am I speaking to the next of kin to Woo Woo? We have some unfortunate news that we'd like to report to you. Your son or your brother, your nephew, your grandson, your cousin, your uncle was in a riot, and I'm sorry to say that don't nobody want to get that motherfucking phone call, cuz. But this is the reality of this shit. That's why we got to be mindful. That's why we got to be strong, cuz. Be strong. That's what we got to do. We got to be strong. But, man, I'm about to get up off this thing, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in on your player partner. Your I fucks with y'all, man. Y'all really my people. Like, it's 4:55, man. I'm gonna stay on this thing for 5 more minutes. I'm gonna come back around like 8 o'clock. And I'm gonna talk about the effects of DCFS. My kids was taken. I made a vow that I would assist other parents in getting their kids back and spreading awareness. You feel what I'm saying? So I want to get back. I want to get back to that. You know what I mean? I don't want to get too far off track, or I don't want to betray my word to myself. So at 8 o'clock, for those of you that have been involved with dependency court, for those of you that may have been in foster care, McLaren Hall, or anything remotely close to that, tune in, man, and and come and hear us out, and come and share your stories if you choose to. That'd be profound, man. Let's have a think tank, because we're trying to destroy the system, homie. They destroying too many lives. Tammy Darcy says, "Black man, what's your Cash App?" I don't got a Cash App. I got a Zelle. And I got a, what else I got? I got a Zelle. I got a Zelle, and I got Chime, like, you feel me? But I will say this, Miss Tammy, if you do send some my way and you bless me, it'll be greatly appreciated. But I promise you, what I would do, I would take that and I'll be a blessing to somebody else on behalf of you. You know what I mean? Even if I get some hot dogs and some waters and hit out here to these homeless encampments and and start feeding people. You know what I mean? It's rough in Vegas. Yes, it's a prosperous town, city, whatever you call it, but the poverty level, the homelessness, the rate is increasing drastically. They going up on rent crazy, bro. And Vegas used to be the type of spot where you can come and you can really get some paper illegally, but it's not like that no more. The dynamics is drastically changing, like, you feel me? But yeah, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna leave y'all with this. Challenges build the mind as physical labor builds the body. Don't be afraid of challenges. Embrace your challenges. A mentor of mine told me you have to use your blessings to overcome your curses. You blessed, cuz. Nigga, can you stand up? Can you dance if you want to? Can you shake a tail? I'm just saying, like, can you talk? Can you eat? Can you drink? Can you get up and go as you please? You may not have the finances right now, but it's cool. Because your joy shouldn't be rooted in money on crib. Some of us say, we need money, I need money. And I deal with those issues periodically too, man. I need some money. My day fucked up. Now I'm plotting and I'm scheming and I'm thinking about some crazy shit over some money. I'm going to allow my thirst for money to put me back in a situation to where I can be taken from my kids for the next 30 years. No, let me kick, cack, and see cool, big back and be boo. Let me chill and figure this shit out. The money's going to come. Once you start using affirmations and you begin to attract on Steve-O, believe me, the money's going to come. We draw to us what we need at the time that we need it. See, you may not be blessed financially, but God then bless you with life, cuz even me. It have been situations where I'm chilling and motherfuckers come knocking. Oh my. Y'all ain't never heard that? As them bullets going past your ears and your head and all that? I have. So I may not be blessed financially at the moment, but that paper coming. But I may not be blessed financially right now, but I got life, I got health. Them bullets ain't penetrate my noggin. I went out there stretched out, looking disfigured, looking like something that's grotesque. And people looking like, oh man, they got the homie. But 90% of them ain't about to pick up no joints and go with avenge a person legacy or my contribution to the set. I'm blessed. It have been times, man, listen, homie, I can't go too in details. You get what I'm saying? But if you could put two and two together, you'll get four. It have been times that I'm chilling and motherfuckers came through. They got back what they threw on PJ. They got back what they threw. I was blessed because the situations out there, I have homies. I have loved ones. I know individuals that wasn't as fortunate as me. Dudes came through knocking and they caught one to the head. They caught one to the chest. You know how I feel, homie, to see somebody you love, cuz, choking on their blood and there ain't shit you can do. You know how I feel it to give your homie false promises and shit, to try to keep cuz from going in the shop. It's cool to her, stay calm. You're going to be good. The ambulance coming and your homie telling you, take me to the ambulance. Cuz wasn't disorientated. Cuz knew that his time was short and he wanted to be taken to the people that can help him. Cuz this shit real. But too many niggas take this shit for a game and it's not a game. Niggas want freedom the most when their freedom is taken. All them niggas in prison, they want to be free. But when you was free, you didn't value that shit. Motherfuckers want to live the most when they find out they got AIDS, they got cancer, they got a terminal illness, or a motherfucker that hit that bag, and now instead of your shit racing to where you dancing and like, hey, come on now, let's build up. No, now your shit, and you getting cold, and it's getting hard to breathe. Now you thinking about your kids and shit. This is the reality of this shit, cuz ain't no high worth me risking my life for it. Hell no. Man, I'm an ex-potterhead on PJ. I ain't ashamed to say it, man. I ain't put no pot of cocaine in my nose in over 15 years. When I lost somebody that was dear to me, the first thing I wanted to do was get high. Man, I'm about to get off that powder bag and no, nigga, you gonna figure this shit out. Cause when that powder bag, when that high leave, nigga, the reality still gonna be there. Your loved one is gone. So why do I have to spend money on these false problem solvers, a quick relief and all that? For those of you that didn't got down with that powder, it's real good shit, but I wouldn't advise you to do it. But for some of you that didn't got down with that powder, and I know a few of y'all done did it, you know that shit don't last long. That's why they call it a rich man high. You gotta have paper to keep up that high, baby. Then that shit ain't cheap. Man, I used to do that stuff, stay up all night and sell crack cocaine while snorting pot of cocaine. It's like a circle. Yeah, I benefited a little bit, but I'm spending more of my money on my high and getting high with the people that was coming around me than I am, you know what I mean? Like for the work to make more of a profit. This is the reality they don't talk about, cuz. This shit is real. But even though it's real, it's authentic and it's legitimate. I'm about to get up off this thing. Tammy Dorsey says, I got Zell. All right, Tammy, for Shigadel. Reach out to me via the number that is on my page. Is like a 725 number. And let's talk about how we can put something together and help some people that are in a less fortunate situation. Like, you feel what I'm saying? So, let's make it happen, man. If it's anybody else that has a heart to get out here and render some relief to individuals sleeping in these tents. It's getting hot out here in Vegas, bro. It's hot. A lot of these people, as simple as water is, a lot of these people ain't got access to water. Like, I'm gonna keep it real with you. They hot. They in these tents. They off these controlled substances. They ain't ate in a few days. Man, your organs about to shut down. You about to slip into a coma. It's too hot. They don't have a lot of agencies out here like they do in Los Angeles that go around like on Skid Row. They don't got a lot of that out here. And the ones that do it, they ain't really doing it, if you know what I mean. You feel what I'm saying? But I don't want to talk too much, man. I will be back here tonight to sing y'all an R&B song. Do a little carry. I'm just fucking with y'all, man. Let me stop playing so much, man. But yeah, I'll be back here tonight, man, with my partner Ray Nisha, Catherine, and some more parents, man. And we're going to be discussing how can we destroy the system called DCFS. Multi-billion-dollar system, man, that's taking our kids, homie, and putting our kids in a position to they're prey for these predators. A female that I interact with whose daughter was taken from her, she had endured so much trauma to where she turned to doing crystal methamphetamine. She a teenager. Do you know how hard and difficult and how much of a challenge it's going to be to convince that baby that she shouldn't do crystal methamphetamine anymore? It's going to be a challenge. But love conquer all. And we got to get back to being a community, man. We got to get back to being self-sufficient and independent, man. Because the powers that be that we rely on, that we depend on, they keeping us in a position of being subjugated to their rule and leadership, and they designate who they want to step on our next. No. Get your motherfucking foot off my neck. Get your foot off the neck of my people, like Moses say, let my people go so my people can go into our own land and we can grow. It don't cost that much to buy acres upon acres of land and start our own towns and cities to where we say, you know what? If the individuals in the South can have sundown cities that's public cities, not private cities, that's public cities, and they can say, what are you doing around here, boy? Oh, man, what a lyric. We got us a Negro here. If they can say that, we should be able to say, we don't want you in our city. We ain't going to hurt you. We not gonna hang you. We ain't gonna do none of that shit that the KKK did to our people, white supremacists did to our people. We just don't want your kind here. Not all white people is bad. I want to put that out there because a lot of people like to take my words and misconstrue them. Not all white people is bad. There's some amazing white people out there. When you get into the story of what was his name, John Smith or John Booth, John Smith, that was a abolitionist that was trying to abolish slavery, that fought side by side with black people. But Harriet Tubman, them, you know what they did to him? That's another subject. That's another subject. Hey, Stanley Prince, what's the deal, man? This is my partner right there. You going somewhere, my brother. Haven't heard from you in a while. Keep doing what you're doing. Good, you're talking real good, my brother. Appreciate you. You go back to the projects, getting ready to get back out there, have some medical challenges, but I'm good now, man. That's a blessing. Hey, that's a good brother right there, man. Stanley Prince. Hey, that's a good brother right. Hey, Stanley Prince is smooth, man. Hey, me being in communication with him and the other brothers that was part of the Man of Imperial Courts, some amazing brothers, man. And I'm looking forward to seeing these brothers excel. I'm looking forward to seeing these brothers in a position that I know that they deserve to be in, so they can render some care and some help to them youngsters in the communities that we come from. What's wrong with us as black men too? Where we can't step up, stand up, and protect our women, our brothers, and our children? Like, what's going on with us? Cuz why we that dysfunctional? What's wrong with us? I really want to know. Cause I can't just be the eyeball and the I know I'm not the only one, cuz. If you vibrating on this frequency that I'm vibrating on, we need to connect, homie. I don't care if you Crip, Blood, Gangster Disciple. I don't care about none of that, homie. Let's get together and let's use our influence. Let's use our voices, homie, to change the dynamics of what the fuck is going on. We all know what's going on. We see it. We see it as clear as day. But let's change it. We've been doing this shit for too long. But without further ado, I am going to get up out of here. It's your player upon a Bobby WAJ. Black power, power to the people, power to all people. Let's live in peace before we have to rest in it, man. And I'm gone, man. I'll see y'all at 8 o'clock on the dot. I'm at my drop.